Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation today called What's Your Function? It is on the 5 functions of management and 3 management styles. So we're going to go through the first function of management. It is planning. Planning is making a decision of what needs to be done and when and how we're going to get it done. This can be something as simple as creating a list of tasks that need to be done before we open up a new store. Okay, so maybe we're opening up a new retail store and we have a list of items that need to be finished before we can open, right? The next step, the next function is organizing. So this is partnering workers and giving them the tools they need to complete the task at hand, right? So we take the list created and to open a store and assign certain tasks to certain departments. The next function of management is staffing. So figuring out who we need to hire to accomplish our plan and what necessary trainings they will need to get the job done. Is it hiring an HR director to manage all of the HR functions in the payroll? Is it hiring a project manager to make sure everything is moving along? Hiring the laborers to build the building, that kind of thing. It is assigning tasks to specific people to meet the goal of opening a new store, as well as hiring the staff needed to meet those goals, and also completing the necessary trainings to meet the requirements. Next, we have leading, right? So leading is figuring out what needs to be done and how you can help to get it done as the leader of the team. Is someone falling behind and you need to help get them caught up? Helping individuals assigned to certain tasks with meeting their deadlines and providing overall support for conflict resolution among those teams. Then the sort of the last function of management here is controlling. So it's making sure that the projects are on track and making changes needed to ensure you are meeting the deadlines. What that can look like is maintaining a timeline of expected outcomes and moving staff around to ensure that deadlines are being met to open the store on time. If we have a goal of opening it by next September, what are we doing to make sure we meet that goal? That way we're not in August with 3 more months of work left. So now let's talk about 3 specific management styles. The first one being directing. Right? So directing is a type of management style that promotes learning by telling employees what they need to do clearly and when to do it by. So I'm directing them what to do, when to do it. It's telling the individuals what you expect of them and how they can do it. Some strengths of this management style are very clear expectations of what needs to be done, how, and when. Another strength is that there's opportunity to establish really clear expectations of what is going to be, what needs to be done. Some weaknesses of this management style are that employees don't feel empowered or included in the decision-making process, and that some details may be left out if all the expectations are not clearly given up front. An example of this type of style is being told to put a rack of clothes away in 30 minutes. With each item going in its designated section. So we're working in a retail store putting clothes away. I'm directed to put away a rack of clothes in 30 minutes with each item being put in its section. Second one is discussing. So this promotes learning by working with employees and including them in the brainstorming and planning process. So you can talk through issues that arise, what was learned, what can be done differently, what options are available, what went well, etc. Some strengths of this management style is that it promotes deeper thinking and problem solving. It really gets your employees growing that way. And the employees feel as if they are a part of a team or a collaboration and is not the employee-boss relationship that you get from the directing management style. Weaknesses from this style is that one employee may take over the conversation and limit their coworkers so they're not all getting a chance to talk in that brainstorming time. Discussions may get heated as employees may have opposing viewpoints and they're very passionate about those viewpoints. One example of this is that a leader and their team can brainstorm possible places of employment for a client that they are trying to help find a job, and each person is asked to come up with a potential job and why it would be a good fit for that client. And then the third one that we have is delegating. So delegating is a type of management style that promotes learning by letting the employees do the tasks needed and learning by trial and error. It allows the individuals assigned to certain tasks to come up with their own plans and encourages them to think outside of the box when a challenge presents itself, such as what would you do in that situation, right? Strengths of this is that employees feel more involved with the decision-making process by being able to make decisions. And the employees mature as they critique their own performance. Some weaknesses of this one is that the expectations may not be clear to the employees, and they may feel overwhelmed with too much work if they cannot handle it. An example of this type of style is being assigned to create a tracking sheet that will track when certain fees have been billed and being able to create it to your liking. So they just tell you you need to make a billing sheet. They don't tell you what it's supposed to look like, what it should have. You get full reign of creating it. So thanks for that.